Dear Lady Love TV,
Magandang araw. Ngayon ay panibagong kwento ang ating matutunghayan, kung saan pilit na hahanapin ang babaeng nakalaan, kapalit ng malaking porsyento ng kayamanan mula sa pamilya. Mapagtagumpayan nga kaya ang misyon na ito. Tunghayan natin ang kwento ng buhay at pag-ibig sa kwentong pinamagatang Billionaire's Love Temptations. Narito na po ang unang bahagi. Ang deal ni Bright sa kanyang lolo. Hanapin niya ang kamag-anakan ni Nora Estrella. Pakasalan ng isa sa mga apo nito at siya ang magmamana ng 80% ng kayamanan ng matanda. However, his grandfather's information about the woman was insufficient and faulty at best. Kaya siya na mismo ang umupa ng detective para hanapin ang apo at anak ni Nora Estrella. Gusto niyang makita ng personal ang babaeng posibleng maging kabiyak niya. Ang natagpuan ni Bright ay isang 22-year-old spoiled brat, wild, capricious, and irresponsible. In short, everything he detested. Hindi niya yata kayang isipin na ang klase ni Kayla Belmonte ang mapapangasawa niya. Bright, Lanez watched the woman dancing in the middle of the dance floor. She was so sight to behold. Her long black hair was cascading in waves down her back, and her petite cut curvy frame was rocking in time with the deafening music. She was throwing her hips and arms in reckless grace. She looked like a crazy nymph. Matabang na napailing si Bright. Nahilot niya ang noo at pinilit ang sariling huwag mahilo sa ingay at mga ilaw ng club na yon. Muli niya sinulyapan ng babaeng sumasayaw sa gitna ng dance floor na tila ito ang may-ari ng buong mundo. Hindi niya napigilan ang pagtaas ng sulok ng mga labi. Tingin niya ay iyon talaga ang paniniwala ng dalaga. Kayla probably believed she owned the world. Kilala niya si Kayla. She's a spoiled brat who at the age of 22 was still at the university, calling herself a student. Naging mapang-uyam ang kanyang ngiti. Unika iha ito ng milyonaryong hotelier at nag-asawa nitong socialite. Version siguro nito ng bar hopping ang ilang beses na pagpapalit ng kurso sa kolehiyo. She also dropped classes as fast as she changed flings. The woman had an average of 20 flings in a year. Muli siyang napailing at tinanong ang sarili kung bakit siya napunta sa sitwasyong ito. He really could not believe his grandfather asked him to do this. Nahilot niyang muli ang noo nang maalala ang pag-uusap nila ng abuelo noong isang linggo. Kagagaling lang niya sa lab ng araw na yon. May problema sa testing ng bagong produkto nila at kinailangan niya makipag-usap sa mga miyembro ng research and development team para ayusin yon. Pag-uwi niya sa mansyon kung saan nakatira ang abuelo, sinabihan siya ng kasambahay na gusto siyang makausap ng matanda. Agad siyang tumalima. She knew it was important. His grandfather was not the type to sit around and make idle chats. Pagdating niya sa silid nito, ay hindi niya mapigilan ang sandaling matigilan. Na-stroke ang lolo niya ng nakaraang buwan at dahil doon ay naging paralisado ang kaliwang bahagi ng katawan nito. Salamat sa therapy at naiigalaw na nito kahit papaano ang bahaging iyon. Pero sa kabila niyon ay kita niyang hirap pa rin ang matanda. Bright. Gino's voice was strained. Agad siyang lumapit dito at umupo sa silya, sa tabi ng kama nito. He stared at his grandfather. Kahit na may iniindang sakit, bakas pa rin ang kisig at lakas nito. People always remarked that among the Lanez males, Bright resembled Gino's the most. Tingin ng ilan ay iyon ang dahilan kung bakit siya ang paborito nito. But he knew better. Gino Lanez favored him because he was the brightest and the most efficient in the family. Bright. Pinilit nitong upo ng maayos sa kama. Agad niya itong tinulungan pero gaya ng inaasahan, itinaas ito ang kamay para pigilan siya. Mapagmalaki pa rin ang kanyang lolo. I need you to find someone for me. Walang ligoy nitong pahayag. Hindi na siya nagulat. Direct to the point. Ganoon ito, noon pa man. Hinintay niya itong magpatuloy. I need you to find a woman, as well as her children and grandchildren. I want you to make sure that they are okay, and I want you to look after them once you find them. And I mean, look after them and take care of them. Iniabot nito sa kanya ang isang kahon na ngayon lamang niya napansing nakapatong sa tabi ng higaan. He raised an eyebrow at his grandfather. Kung may inaasahan man siyang mahalagang sasabihin nito, hindi ito yon. I want you to find Nora and her family. I want you to give her these letters once you find her. Kung isa siguro sa mga pinsan niya ay pinatawag at sinabihan ng ganito, baka tumawa lang yon o nagalit. This scene was definitely ridiculous. Para itong plot sa isang nakakaumay na pelikula o libro. May idea siya kung anong klaseng sulat ang nasa loob ng lumang kahon. Tinitigan niya ang matanda. Find Nora, and if she's... Tila hindi nito masabi ang susunod na salita. It doesn't matter if she'd already passed away. Kung may mga anak siya at apo, hanapin mo sila. By now, hindi na niya napigilan ang pagngiti sa sarili. Hindi niya talaga inaasahan ito. Hindi sikreto sa pamilya nila na may ibang babaeng mahal ang lolo niya noon pa man. They never knew the woman's name or anything about her. But they all knew that their grandfather had always loved somebody else. Pero hindi rin sikreto sa kanila na walang lugar sa buhay ng abuelo ang magsentimiento at makonsensya. Gino was a cold, calculating bastard through and through. Tatanggalan mo ako ng mana kapag hindi mo nagawa ang gusto mo, tama ba? Kalmado niyang tanong. Sa kabila ng tensyon ay nagawang tumaas ang sulok ng mga labi nito. You've always been the most sensible among all my grandsons. The corner of his lips turned up as well. There was a ring of truth on it. Even as a child, he had always been mature and responsible. Kung hindi siya naging ganon, sigurado siyang hindi siya papansinin o kukupkupin ng lolo nang iwan siya ng walang kwenta niyang mga magulang. Nanatiling kalmado ang titig niya sa lalaki. Ibibigay mo na ba sa akin ang tuluyan ng pamamahala ng kumpanya kapag nahanap ko sila? Tumango ito. Yes, and if Nora has an available granddaughter, I want you to marry her. That's going to be part of the deal. Umintig ang isang ugat sa kanyang panga. His grandfather really drove a hard bargain. Pero sa kabila niyon ay hindi niya kinakailangang mag-isip ng matagal. Like Gino, he never had time for idle chats and silly emotions. I want 80% of your fortune. Muling tumango ito. Find her and her family. Gusto kong makasigurong magiging mabuti ang lagay nila hanggang sa huli. Pagkasabi niyon ay lumamlam ang mga mata nito. Hindi niya maiwasan ang pagkunot. Hindi talaga siya sanay na makitang ganito ang abuelo. Maybe the man had time for silly emotions after all. He blamed it all on the old age and sickness. Tumango siya at inabot ang kamay nito. They sealed the deal with a handshake. If there's a single and available granddaughter, once I marry her, make good and promise that you'll transfer the company and your fortune to my name. Pero kung wala, kailangang ilipat mo sa akin ang mga yon kapag naibigay ko na ang mga sulat. Deal, if there is a granddaughter and you get marry her, you won't cheat on her or annul the marriage. He scoffed, as if he had time to cheat. Sa sikip ng schedule niya ay niwala siyang oras para humigab. Pinisil ng kanyang lolo ang kanyang kamay at idinitali ang mga bagay na kailangan niyang malaman tungkol kay Nora. Mataman siyang nakinig. Determinado siyang gawin ang iniuutos nito. He had always been a goal-oriented person. He did not care if he had to marry some stranger to get what he wanted. He wanted the lab and his grandfather's fortune. He had been working his ass off for years to earn it. He is the one who truly deserved it. Hindi isang kapritsyo ng kanyang lolo ang pipigil sa kanya para makuha yon. Pero ngayon, habang nakatitig siya sa pagsayaw ng babae, ay parang gustong magbago ng isip niya. The woman was grinding shamelessly against some man in the dance floor. Naningkit ang mga mata niya. Kyla was everything her detested. She was wild, capricious, and irresponsible. The type who knew nothing but waste time and money. His total opposite. Nanigas ang katawan niya nang makitang hinaplos na lalaking kasayaw nito ang balakang at bewang ng dalaga. Natagpuan niya ang sariling nakatiimbagang at nakakuyom ang palad. He suddenly had an irrational urge to beat the shit out of the bastard. Nang iminulat ng babae ang mga mata nito nang tila madama ang paghawak dito ng kasayaw, nagtama ang kanilang mga mata. He swallowed as he stared at those big, sultry eyes. She was pretty, all right, beautiful even, with the wild lights dancing on her skin and her hair tousled in a disarray. She was mouth-wateringly sexy. Heart-shaped face, cute upturned nose, big, deep-set eyes, high cheekbones, and full kissable lips. Yes, there was no doubt that Kyla was an eye candy. She was all soft curves and flesh. He was sure she would be great in bed, judging from the way she was grinding against the man's body. Just then, images of Kyla weaving and painting beneath him, with the legs wrapped tightly around his waist, flashed in his mind. Sandali siyang pumikit para kalmahin ang pagnanasa sa kanyang katawan. He did not come for this. He was just here for ocular inspection. Matapos makuha ang mga report mula sa detective tungkol sa anak at apo ni Nora, gusto niya munang makita ng personal ang posibleng maging kabiyak niya. Iyon ay kung totoong ito ang apo ng babaeng hinahanap niya. His grandfather's information about Nora was insufficient and faulty at best. Iwala itong larawan ng babae. Kailangan niya makasiguro kung ang Nora na lola ni Kyla ay ang Nora Estrella na hinahanap niya. The only way to do that was to get close to her and try to get information about her. Nag-vibrate ang kanyang cellphone sa bulsa para ipaalala sa kanya na alas 11 na ng gabi. Linukot niya iyon sa bulsa para patigilin ang alarm. Kailangan na niyang umalis. May ilang reports pa siya na kailangang basahin. He was not like his cousins who had a lot of free time. Being the son of his no-good father, he had no time to waste on stupid things. Tumalikod siya sa dance floor at tinungo ang exit, pero bago siya tuluyang lumabas, muli niyang nilingon si Kyla. She was still looking at him, a small smile hovering on her lips. A certain part of her body reacted to the sight of those plump lips, pero hindi niya iyon pinansin at tumalikod na. Dumiretso siya sa car park at patungo sa kanyang sasakyan. He got into the BMW and drove out of the parking area. He was on his way home after a couple of minutes. Kasalukuyan niyang nilalakbay ang isang maliit na kalye malapit sa katipunan nang mapansin niyang isang motorsiklo na sumusunod sa kanya. He frowned. Naging pula ang ilaw sa intersection at tinapakan niya ang preno kahit walang ibang sasakyan na tatawid. Mula sa rearview mirror ay nakita niyang huminto rin sa likod niya ang motorsiklo. Pagkatapos ay bumaba ang sakay nito. By now, he'd already noticed that the rider was a girl. She was wearing a short wrap-around dress that hugged her curves to perfection. How the woman managed to ride the bike, clad in the short dress, was beyond him. Naglakad ang babae palapit sa kanya at hindi niya naiwasan ang maningkit ang mga mata. He recognized the dress. Kyla was wearing a similar one in the club. He should know. He was staring at her for the least an hour. At gaya ng inaasahan niya, nang tanggalin ng babae ang helmet, lumagaslas sa likod nito ang mahaba at maalo nitong buhok. Kyla's pretty face came into the view. Lalong naningkit ang kanyang mga mata. Naglakad ang dalaga at huminto sa gilid ng driver's seat. Ibinaba nito ang mukha at kinatok ang kanyang bintana. Frowning, he rolled the window down. She smiled prettily at him. "Hi, I'm Kyla. And you are?" Lalo siyang napakunot. What the hell was this woman doing? Excuse me? His tone was acerbic. Pero tila na wala itong epekto rito. Sa halip, pili itong umiti at kumislap ang mga mata. My bike broke down. I was wondering if you could give me a ride. Nanatili siyang nakasimangot sa maganda nitong mukha. Up close, he could see she really was pretty. The photos the detective gave him did her no justice. But hers was a common beauty. Yung tipo na makikita lagi sa mga mamahaling magazine at billboards. Pretty, but too commercial. Nanatili siya nakakunot sa dalaga. Pagkatapos ay sinulyapan niya ang bike nito. Alam niya nagsisinungaling ito. Her ride looked perfectly fine. Akmang ibubukan niya ang bibig para tanungin ng babae kung ano talaga ang gusto nitong mangyari na lumambong ang mga mata nito. She gave him a look that he could only describe as a puppy eyes. And Bright, for the life of him, could not stop his heart from beating annoyingly fast. He wanted to kick himself for being this attracted to her. She was obviously trying to get her way by pouting. In fact, but it was working. Iniikot niya ang mga mata. Fine. He grumbled. Inis niyang binuksan ang pinto at akmang lalabas ng kotse nang sa gulat niya itinulak siya ng dalaga pabalik sa loob. Then she was sliding inside his car and crawling on his lap. Ang mga binti nito ay nasa magkabilang bahagi na ng kanyang balakang. What are you? Shh! Her sweet breath touched his lips and it reminded him of strawberries and champagne. He could feel the heat between her legs seeping through his jeans-clad maleness. His whole body hardened and his hands unconsciously gripped her waist as if he was afraid that she would pull away. Tumaas ang sulok ng mapapula nitong mga labi sa kanyang reaksyon at hindi niya maiwasan ang maringkit ang mga mata. Then, she pressed her soft body to his hard frame and he found himself clenching his jaw. The feel of her soft breast rubbing against his chest made him want to tear her dress. What are you doing? He hissed, his fingers digging into her waist. Instead of answering, her smile turned devilish and she softly brushed her lips to his. His breath hitched and he found himself hardening even more. Her lips were petal soft. Wala sa loob na bumaba ang kanyang isang kamay sa pang-upo nito. He squeezed and palmed her tight ass. Napasinghap ito at idiniinlang lalo ang sentro ng katawan nito sa kanya. His breathing turned heavy and he lifted his eyes to hers. Puno ng pagnanasa ang magagandang mga mata nito. Pakiramdam niya ay lahat ng kanyang dugo ay rumagasa sa isang bahagi ng kanyang katawan. Bago pa siya makapag-isip, pumulupot na ang mga daliri niya sa buhok nito at hinila ang mukha pababa sa kanya. She moaned in his mouth. Their tongues meshed and her taste flowed through his taste buds. She was like honey, lemons, and tequila, sweet, tangy, and intoxicating. She rolled her lips against his lap, her soft moan pressing directly to his hardened shaft. He found himself folding her tighter and taking control of his. Nagpaubaya lang ito. She willingly opened her mouth wider and she gently sucked his tongue. Natagpuan niya ang isang kamay na malayang hinahaplos ang hita nito. Her skin was satiny smooth. He felt like he could kiss and touch her like this forever. He wondered what it would feel like to run to his tongue across every inch of her flesh, from her throat to her soft breast to the flat stomach down to between her legs. Pumailalim ang kanyang kamay sa bestido ng babae at hinagip ang pang-upo nito. She moaned in his mouth and shamelessly rubbed herself against him. She groaned, forcing himself not to tear her undies and take her there in this car like a rotting animal. Pilit niyang hinawakan ang balakang nito para patigilin ito sa paggalaw. Kyla, wait. Matalas na mga katok sa kanyang bintana ang tuluyan nagpatigil sa kanila. Sir, excuse me po. Pakibuksan po. Inspection lang po.